this isn't gonna go well because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think you're gonna do better than you think.
The Jets. Like, I'm just throwing out
No,
random teams. I
no,
have
you're
no
right.
idea.
You're right. This is bad. This is bad. Abort. Abort.
I
Abort.
need, like, choices.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Read Option presented by Good Time Media. I'm Wyatt. That's Jenna. Today, we'll be previewing Week 18, the final week, the NFL regular season. Talk a little playoff picture, and we also need to figure out what book we're reading next. First and foremost, though, something I wanted to bring up last episode, which I just forgot about. We probably owe Blake Lively an apology. I don't know. Where do you stand right now? Obviously, it's come out now that Blake Lively she's suing Justin Baldoni for basically he hired a PR team to just pick his side.
Destroy her.
Yeah, just like use us basically to destroy Blake Lively, and it kind of worked. So
Kind of.
it did work. We very, very much worked. So where do you stand with all this?
I feel pretty bamboozled.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. That's the word I can think of to describe it. He comes off so charming in all of these interviews when he's talking about domestic violence and all of these things, and then for this to come out, it's kinda like a slap in the face.
Yeah, I feel used a little bit.
Yeah, it's so wrong. Like, he made this movie about domestic violence and about, like, basically trying to empower women, and yet he did the exact opposite.
So here's my concern now. Are we getting used again? So the first time, Justin Baldoni has this incredible PR team that makes him seem like the hero, like the good guy in this, and we fall
Yeah,
for it.
Blake Lively's kind of getting torn down for some of the comments she's making and how she acts during interviews and
Yes.
things like that.
Nitpicking, and we're falling for it. We fell for it. I was like, all right, Justin
Yeah.
Baldoni seems like a great guy. Now
Mhm.
is the opposite happening where the stuff's coming out where Blake Lively is now suing Justin Baldoni. Is this the another marketing scheme or PR stunt to now get us back on her side? Are we just pawns in this little game between them two? Maybe they're not. Neither of them are perfect. Neither of them are the winner, the good guy, good girl here.
Mhm.
I think we're just being used again. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, I do think several other women have kind of come out and said some things about not necessarily him, but how this has happened to them.
I think the Amber Heard thing helps, but that's also just
Oh,
part of.
I didn't see the Amber Heard
So,
thing.
Johnny Depp's PR team
Yeah.
is who Justin Baldoni hired. So it's
It's
this.
also the Menendez brothers is
Oh,
who's representing
really?
Baldoni.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm not fully. It's gonna sound bad, but I'm not fully buying it yet because I've been fooled before. I was fooled last time.
Yeah.
I just
I
feel
think
like
it's
there's.
very confusing, very conflicting.
Yeah, I feel like we're being used again potentially, but because I think people came out when Justin Baldoni was the good guy, people were coming out in support of him and saying like Blake Lively's always been like this, and she always her and Ryan Reynolds, blah blah blah. It's a media storm that we're caught up in, and
Yeah, I'd like to think that it's not a media storm for her. Like, I really want to believe her because it does take a lot of courage to come out and say that,
yeah, yeah. Some of the
and it
stories that were coming out from
knew
set,
that she was gonna get backlash from it and didn't and thought it was important enough to say anyway. Like,
yeah,
was setting a precedent here. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know.
I'm worried by not fully embracing and siding with Blake Lively right now. I'm now the bad guy, where it's like I'm not believing her. I just don't know what to believe at this point
I agree.
because we've just been bamboozled, as you said.
Mhm.
That leads me to my I did a top 5 this week. I don't expect you to have, Jenna.
I did.
You
I
did?
had one last time.
Oh, perfect. But that leads straight to my top 5 this week is top 5 things that I was wrong about this year. So we're filming this on the 31st, last day of 2024. Cheers to that. Um, so I have
We're
5
both our
things.
coffee.
You have coffee in there?
Filming this in the morning for once.
I know.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Um, So I was probably wrong about Justin Baldoni, but here are 5 other things that I was wrong about in 2024. The first one being Joker 2. I thought that movie was going to be so good. I was so excited for it. The first Joker is incredible. I thought they were going to build that lore more, and it was awful. It's frustratingly bad because there's good parts to it. I even thought the musical part would work. People were against it when that was announced. I was optimistic, and I was just wrong. I was flat out wrong. It was bad. Another thing I was wrong about, I thought JJ McCarthy would be the Vikings starting quarterback at this point. I was wrong for
Mhm.
2 reasons. A, JJ McCarthy got hurt, and B, Sam Darnold is a playing like a top 5 quarterback in the league right now, which we'll talk about him in a second. Next up, something I thought I was wrong about this year. Zach Bryan being a chill guy. Not not a cool guy, and it's frustrating because now his songs come up on my playlist, which there's a lot of them,
It was
and it feels wrong to listen to him now. So
Yep.
that stinks. And then 2 other things I was wrong about. Austin Reeves, I don't know if you know him, Jenna,
Mm.
basketball player, LA Lakers. I had in my notes from a couple years ago, I said I had a prediction Austin Reeves would be out of the league by now after his rookie season. He's
Oh,
incredible. He's so good at
oh,
basketball. I
so you
was
were really wrong.
I was so wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, could not have been more
okay.
wrong about him. And then last thing I was wrong about, I was fully certain that after Joey's season of The Bachelor that Maria would be named Bachelorette. And I could not have
Mm.
been more wrong. I'm glad I was wrong because I enjoyed Jen seasons very much, and she's a good friend of the program at this point. So I was happy to be wrong there, but I was confident. I was putting out a lot of content about Maria being the Bachelorette, and I was way off. So that's what I was
You
wrong about
weren't
in 2020.
necessarily way off, like, she was asked.
You're right. Yeah, yeah. But
You turned it down,
I was
so,
as adamant as I was so certain it was going to happen. So when it didn't happen, it was shocking.
'kay.
Yeah.
My top 5 is similar to kind of what I've done before, I believe, but these are just very general reasons football annoys me.
Okay.
I feel
This
like
is
last
not
time
going
I
to
got
play well with
sick.
people.
They're very general.
Okay.
Like, they're probably things that you like about it.
Wait. Are these things you don't like that annoy you? Is that
Yeah,
what you said? Yeah. So why would I
yeah,
like them?
because for reasons it annoys me
I'll like them.
are reasons you probably like about football.
Oh, okay. I'm just preparing you. I feel like the second I put this clip out, you're going to have 40-year-old Dan from accounting
That
just be
other
like,
one is still getting likes and
it's
comments.
shocking. It is shocking some of the people. The amount of people
There
that
was
have
one yesterday, I was like, "Let it go."
yeah, it's like grow up. It's move on. It's
Yeah.
all right, sorry.
Um,
Continue.
number these aren't really in any order.
Okay.
The first one is that the games are so long.
Yeah. I will
They're
like
like 4-hour games, and, like, when it says there's 5 minutes left on the clock, you better be ready to sit for another 45 and watch.
valid criticism.
'Kay. The seasons are really long.
Or
It's, like, over half of the year.
we're talking just NFL here.
Yeah.
They play the least amount of games than any pro league. They play 18 times. MLB play 162 games.
Okay, that's why I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, no one does at this point. So I would
Yeah, I think
I mean,
you're
yes,
saying
it
the
is long,
is
but
gonna pass baseball.
you can't play 3 times a week. It's football.
I'm not saying you can.
So are you want shorter seasons?
I think it's just because they only play a game a week,
It's drawn out.
and there's buys and there's stuff like that, that it just feels like it's a lot longer than maybe it actually is.
Uh,
Include that in the clip
I
so I
will.
don't get that.
I will. I'll include that. Also, I just think as someone who enjoys football, that rocks
That's what I'm saying, though.
because it gives us time to have discourse.
I
Yeah,
know. Well, I said the reasons why this annoys me, it's
is
not
why I
going
like. Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Um, There's so many teams, it's so hard to keep up with.
Uh, yeah,
Or it doesn't watch a lot of football.
yeah. How about the? Do you
Uh,
think at this point, if I gave you 6 hours, no phone, you could list all 32 NFL teams,
6
or
hours?
like unlimited time, like a day, like but you can't look
No.
up anything? You think you get them all?
Yeah, I think I could get close.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Are you gonna make me do this?
We might maybe the off season.
Okay. Um, 4 and 5 are kind of combined. There's so many players on a team. I get that there's kind of like the core popular, really great players, but there's so many players. You got offense, defense, special teams for every single team. It's like when you ask me questions about one, like obviously I can't remember who it is.
Yeah, I mean
You know,
that's
it's hard to keep track of.
yeah. You have to almost be bought in for multiple years to like know the Rolodex of players because like there's a lot of similarities after you're here for 1 year. Like next year, you'll know more because you just like you hear names over and over again. You're like jumping in. I don't know anybody, but I mean, not like you didn't know anybody, but you know what I mean. So once you
Yeah,
become more familiar with it, it's easier because then you just have to worry about the rookie class, and you don't
well,
have
and
to.
all the other ones I don't know.
And yeah, but
Okay,
that's
this is like the second part of that one. When they move, it feels like they move teams frequently.
like move cities.
Like, yeah, no, like the players move
Oh,
to different teams very often.
yeah, I would.
I get that you have like a franchise quarterback maybe for a while, but for the most part, at least it feels like in recent years, it's like they're all over the place.
Yeah, there's a lot of turnover, especially
Especially with
because
all of
there's
these
so many players.
wives, all of these wags on TikTok now. I feel like every season it's like waiting to get the call to see if my boyfriend's returning to the Browns.
Well,
And it's like, nope, off to
that's
Vegas.
usually because their boyfriend
Aren't very
isn't
good.
very good.
Do you
And
know who I'm thinking of?
is it that um Isaac guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first one that came to mind, but there are more.
Like I don't know how to say this without feeling mean, but the wags as you call them, they're
Mhm.
usually more popular than their husband.
That makes sense. That
And
does.
like if
That's
their husband was like Joe Burrow, it's a little different. And they're gonna
well, yeah, and Joe Burrow's I know he did drama there, but, like, if he was married, she probably wouldn't have her ass out on TikTok talking about what team her husband's going to.
yeah. Uh,
So it is kind of like
which
the
speaking of
content I'm feeding into as well, but
speaking of Joe Burrow, what all do you know about that situation? That's a wacky situation. We never really talked about it.
no, we haven't. I just know that broke up with the girlfriend he was with for a very long time. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know about high school, but all through college. And then his house got broken into, and Olivia
Mhm.
Ponton made the 911 call.
Which is insane. Because hey, I thought she swung the other way.
I did as well.
Switch hitter. Props to her.
I mean, maybe she's just a friend.
No. No. Good for Joe. Good for Joe. Good for her. That's a hot couple. If that's a
Yeah,
couple, which I don't think it is. I think it was
it
more
doesn't sound like it.
which
I think it was more
also
of a
if it's nothing serious, the fact that he had her house sitting in Cincinnati, that girl's a star and she's just chilling at the house in
also,
Cincinnati.
I think she lives in LA.
That man's got some star
That's
power.
some commitment.
Yeah. So again, good for Joe, good for her. Um, but yeah, what else you got? What's the last
That's
one?
it. That was
That was
5.
it? All right.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, before we do a little playoff picture, next book we're gonna read. So two you submitted. Gone Girl and The Housemaid.
So,
Question.
the reason I picked The Housemaid is because it's kind of a series.
Okay.
There's actually a lot after it. It's super popular. And I'm pretty sure they're making a show.
Mm,
So I thought it would be kind of fun. Um, yeah, here it is. Paige just read it and gave it 5 stars. Yeah, it has 4.31 stars on Goodreads out of 5, which is high.
okay.
And there are 2 other books after it and a new one coming out soon.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. No, there's a lot more.
My only
Oh,
worry with a series is
we
we're
don't
gonna
have to
love
read
it.
the rest.
Yeah, but what if we love it?
Well, then we can read about it and not do it on the show.
Okay. And then Gone Girl, is that based, or is the movie based off that? Follow-up question, have you seen the movie Gone Girl?
I have not seen the movie.
So you have no idea?
No.
Okay, I kind of Gone Girl, when you submitted Gone
It's
Girl,
a
I really wanna read it.
crime thriller
Yeah.
about a marriage that goes wrong.
Yep.
His wife disappears.
Yep. That's Gone Girl. All-time movie. All time. So I would very much
It
wanna read
had
the
a
book.
lot of awards, which is why I thought it would be a good one to read.
Uh,
I mean, I've heard of Gone Girl, the movie, but I didn't know if it was connected or not.
so we'll put up a vote. I kinda hope Gone Girl wins. But for
Okay.
mine, I'm between a few. So one, similar to Gone Girl, I put on Shutter Island. I don't know if you've read or heard of that.
I have.
So that would be a fun one. I can't remember. We talked about the book, but just based off recommendations, you read Verity before, right?
I would read it again with you, though.
Okay, so that's one I threw on here. I couldn't remember if you had read
And
it or not.
so I forget, you posted something.
We talked about how Reminders of You was becoming a book or a movie,
I
and
know, but you
everyone was
posted
talking about Verity.
else recently, and there were a lot of comments of like, "Oh, you need to read this. You should read this. You should read this." And I do think it's kind of a problem because I have read a lot of them,
Yeah,
which makes it a little bit more difficult for some of
I
those
did
like mega
post
popular ones.
post on
Pretty
Instagram.
sure I saw that.
There was Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Yeah,
Read that.
I have.
Beach Read. I think it's an Emily Henry one.
Um, no. I've read Happy Place and Funny
Yeah,
Story,
Happy
but
Place was another recommendation, and then Verity was a recommendation. So,
I
um,
do like Verity is a super quick, easy read,
okay,
and it does really throw you for a loop. So if you wanted to, we could do that. I wouldn't even need to read it. I could
yeah,
just give you my copy.
yeah. Well, we could just put it up for a vote, maybe. And if it
Yeah,
wins, it wins. So Verity, I think, has just been talked about so much in the show. We might as well throw it in
and they're
there.
making a movie.
And they're making the movie, so I feel like it
Anne
fits.
Hathaway.
And then one book I also had on my potential list was a book I've always heard about. The Slaughterhouse Five, Kurt Vonnegut. I just I feel like it's a book I've always heard about and I want to read. It probably doesn't fit the vibe of like our thriller, um, what
It
we're
just
going
sounds
for
like a
here. It's like it's the same author as what was it, Fahrenheit 51. So like it's an older book, but I think it could be fun. But I'm leaning towards just Shutter Island and Verity, and then you'll do Gone Girl and Housemaid, and we'll put those up for a vote. Does that work?
sounds good. Yeah.
We'll do that. Let's do quick playoff
Wait,
preview.
also, real quick on the book thing,
Hmm.
I'm reading this right now,
Yeah,
and to anyone watching, it's so good.
really.
It's so good.
What
Yes,
do you
I'm
like about
really
it?
enjoying it.
Give a little
Well,
more expansive review.
obviously, it's like, what do you call it? It's like almost a biography.
Memoir.
Yeah, a memoir. I just think it's really interesting. She goes into her childhood and tells all these scenarios about things her mom said or things her mom did. And while you're reading them, obviously, because you know what happens at the end, you have it in the back of your mind. But like, if you didn't know, you would be like, oh, her mom's great. Her mom's this and that. But really, you realize that she's like super toxic and like emotionally abusive. but you don't realize it in the moment. So it's really an easy read.
Nice.
And I just think it's super relevant to like our generation because we kind of grew up with Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah. Does it cover much of the iCarly days?
I'm not there yet.
Oh, so it's like it goes
It
back.
goes, oh yeah, it starts from when she starts acting at age 6.
Well, I assume she started with iCarly. I guess that was dumb of me, but yeah,
No,
that's wild.
she's
Awesome.
in a bunch of stuff before that.
Sweet.
Very good.
All right. All right. We're week 18 NFL season. Vikings Lions is the game of the year at this point. So, do you know what's on the line here?
Yeah, home, the bye, the first week bye,
Yeah.
the number 1 spot in the playoffs.
Yeah. Good. There we
Yeah.
go, Jenna. Look at you. So, again, I can't believe we're here. I can't believe the Vikings have a chance to, if we win in week 18, we are the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. Let's remind ourselves that the Vikings were picked to be the 3rd worst team in the NFL before the season. I'm preparing myself for the inevitable heartbreak. It's such a weird feeling because I put out a video on TikTok like yesterday. I've never experienced this before where I'm just having fun with this team. This team is so fun, and it like people outside that aren't Vikings fans are having fun. Did you see our High School Musical celebration?
Especially with all of their celebrations
Yeah,
lately, yeah.
it's just a
Well, and
fun
I've been
time.
watching the background of it on TikTok where they're, like, in the hotel and they're practicing.
Yeah, it's
Those are pretty
it's
adorable.
so fun. This team is awesome. Sam Darnold is an incredible story. He's been through the ringer in the NFL. He's gone through hell, and now he's having fun playing ball. And it's gonna make the inevitable loss hurt so much. But I'm trying to take it week by week. We're playing in Detroit Sunday Night Football. We're playing with house money. We're not expected to win. We're underdogs. We should not be here. The Lions are having the best season in franchise history. They should win. Yet I think we could win this game. And then if we win this game, we have home field advantage for the entire playoffs. And then we're 2 wins away from a Super Bowl, making it the Super Bowl. Right now, if we win the next 3 games we play, the Minnesota Vikings are going to a Super Bowl. And I could cry right now just thinking about that. I've been watching highlights, some like edits of Sam Darnold that I tear up and I smile. I catch myself sitting back here just smiling at my phone, Jenna. I don't think we're prepared.
I'm really happy for you.
I appreciate that. I don't think we're prepared for the emotions I'm going to go through in these playoffs. Like I've blocked multiple people on my
I want to be nowhere near you.
well, you're going to have to do this show once a week. I've blocked multiple people on my phone who have been said mean things about the Vikings. I said I'll unblock you once the Vikings lose, once the season's over. So like it's caused issues. I'm about to put myself into a box and just focus on the playoffs. So I don't know. I'm going through a lot right now, but right now it's just mostly happy. Very happy. I'm very happy. The
I'm really
Vikings are
glad.
bringing me a lot of joy, which again, as a Vikings fan, I know where this goes, but we'll see. Do you want to what I was going to do with the NFC playoffs or both playoffs actually? I want to see how close you can get to what the playoff picture is. So, we'll start with the NFC and I'll put up a little montage of your predictions from the beginning of the season and my predictions. I think you did better than me, to be honest.
Well, the Eagles are doing well.
Yes. So NFC playoffs, 1 seed, we went over. It's the winner of the Vikings Lions game Sunday night. 2 seed. Do you know who it is?
Oh, I'm just freeballing it?
Yeah. Like, who do you think is the second best team in the NFC this year?
The NFC is what the Vikings are in?
Yes.
The Packers?
No.
Are they thr
You
They're
just
in the
said them. You
playoffs.
just said them.
The
Yeah,
Eagles.
Eagles. Eagles are the 2 seed.
Okay.
The 3 seed would be the winner
The
of the
Pack
no. So it has to be a division winner. Packers are in the same division, so
This isn't gonna go well because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
yeah, I think you're gonna do better than you think.
The Jets. Like, I'm just throwing out
No,
random teams.
no,
I
you're
have no
right.
idea.
You're right. This is bad. This is bad. Abort. Abort.
I
Abort.
need, like, choices.
Okay. And the
Do you
Jets
want me to,
is
like,
one of
look
the
up the
no.
NFC or
I'll
something?
tell you. So the 3 seed is most likely going to be the winner of the NFC West, which is the 49ers, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Falcons. No, I lied. That's not the NFC South. It's Rams, Seahawks.
I thought you said the NFC West.
Now my brain is all over the place. The NFC West is the Cardinals, the Rams, the Niners, and the Seahawks. Who won that division?
The Rams.
Correct. Rams are the 3 seed in the NFC. The 4 seed is going to go to the winner of the NFC South, which is either the Falcons, the Bucks, the Panthers, or the Saints.
Not the Saints. They haven't had a great season.
Correct. And I'll tell you right now, this division is not decided yet.
Falcons.
Almost, yes. So it's between the Falcons and the Bucks. This is one of the playoff spots that's still up for grabs. How this works is if the Bucks lose and the Falcons win, the Falcons are in.
This weekend
This
on
weekend.
Sunday?
Yep, on Sunday. Or if the Bucks win, they're in. So Bucks are just winning in at this point.
Okay.
All right, and then we have the 3 wild card spots. So we know the 5 seed, that's going to go to the loser of the Vikings Lions, which is insane that they're going to be a 14-win wild card team. They're going to have to go on the road 3 weeks in a row with 14 wins, whoever loses Vikings Lions, which is absurd. So that's why there's so much on the line here.
So that could be the Vikings. It could be a wild card.
Yeah. It'll be the Vikings if we lose that game.
No sense to me.
Yep. It's just the way it works. Unfortunate. It's rare. There's 2-14.
No. If they have the best record, what?
They're the 5 seed. We'll be 14-3 with the 5 seed because they didn't win their division, because the Lions are going to win the division if we lose. Or the Vikings will win the division. The Lions will be the 5 seed.
Okay.
Yeah. It's annoying. Very frustrating. So very much need a win on Sunday. So the 2 other wild card spots, you want to take some guesses on who they could be?
Of the NFC?
NFC. 2 spots available. There's one also from the NFC North.
The Seahawks.
NFC North is your team's division. So this would probably be your team here if you want to say Packers. And
they were already in.
They are. They're a wild card team. They've clinched the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
And then the final wild card spot goes to a team from the NFC East, either the Cowboys, Commanders, or the Giants.
Cowboys. Commanders.
Yep. There we go. Commander. That's your NFC playoff picture. Those are all the teams that could potentially make the Super Bowl out of the NFC. Do you pick the Eagles at the beginning of the year? Are you standing by that prediction?
Can't change it now.
All right. I respect that. AFC playoffs is mostly set as well. Who is the number 1 overall seed?
The Bills.
So close.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Who's the best team in football? Who has been the best team in football for the last 3 years?
Oh, the Chiefs.
The Chiefs. There we go. All right. Number 2.
The Bills.
The Bills. Number 3. You got this. I think you could run through this. This is the winner of the AFC North. Do you want me to give you the teams?
Yeah.
Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns.
Not the Steelers.
Correct.
The Ravens.
Yes, Ravens at the 3 seed. All right,
on a roll.
You're killing it. 4 seed, AFC South winner. This is the Colts division. It's Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Titans. Who won that division?
Say that again.
Colts, Texans, Titans, Jaguars.
Not the Colts.
Not the Colts.
I don't think it's the Jaguars because we've said Trevor Lawrence hasn't had a great season.
Not the Jaguars. 50-50 shot here.
The Texans.
Let's go. 4 for 4, Jenna. Let's go. Finish strong. All right, now the 5 seed is going to so these are 3 wildcard spots. They could mix around a little bit, and there's 1 spot still up for grabs. But the 5 seed right now is the runner-up in the AFC North. Do you need those teams again?
Mm-hmm.
Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns.
Not the Browns.
Not the Browns.
Bengals?
Hmm.
Steelers.
Steelers. The Steelers are the 5 seed. 6 seed is Justin Herbert's team. West Coast. Why are you pointing up?
Never eat soggy waffles. The Seahawks.
No. LA.
Rams. Wait,
No.
that's the Chargers. The Chargers.
Chargers. There we go. Chargers at 6. And then the
Where
last
are the Rams from?
they were St. Louis, now they're LA as well.
Okay.
It's
So,
2 LA teams. Now the last spot is really
that makes no sense.
Why? What?
There's 2 teams out of LA.
Yeah.
They're 2 football stadiums.
No, there's one. They share it.
Stupid.
They do the same thing for a lot of sports. New York has 2 teams, Jets and Giants.
And they share a stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
All right, the last playoff spot is between 3 teams. Right now, the Broncos hold it. I'll just give you that. And then the 2 teams in contention are the Dolphins and the Bengals. Okay? So here's what happens. The Broncos,
The Dolphins have a chance.
they do. Better chance than the Bengals, actually. So if the Broncos win versus the Chiefs this week, they're in. They clinch that last spot.
The Broncos win versus the Chiefs. Okay.
Now,
what's the Broncos record?
9-7, maybe 8-7. No,
Okay.
8-8, around that. If they win, they're in. They get the last spot. If they lose, things get interesting. Then the Dolphins, if they win, they're in. So if Broncos lose, Dolphins win, they're in.
Who do the Dolphins play?
Good question. I think it has to be a divisional match. The Jets. They play the Jets. Very winnable game.
Yeah.
And then
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
just
then
didn't let me say it.
the last spot, the last chance that could happen is the Bengals. So if the Bengals win and the Broncos lose and the Dolphins lose, Joe Burrow and the Bengals are in the playoffs.
It's a lot to happen.
Lot to happen, lot to watch. So that leads me to Jenna. I'm putting you on the spot. Sunday, NFL Red Zone, 6 hours of uninterrupted football. Are you in?
I cannot promise you the 6 hours, but I will watch some of it.
Okay, we'll deal with that. So everyone watching, we will live stream we'll do it on the Good Time TikTok page, and there'll be content coming out. Jenna's going to watch Red Zone for the first time. It's going to be incredible. And then next week, we will have a playoff preview. I'm either going to be the happiest lad in the world, or I'm going to be very somber. So,
hey, we should message that guy from Red Zone.
Scott Hansen?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking we should try to get him on in the off season because he's very busy right now. It'd be fun to get him on the show.
Okay.
So we'll see. But yeah, well, I'll let him know that you're watching because he did encourage you to watch at some point. So everyone tune in the live stream. I'm assuming you'll be able to start for the 1:00 games.
I just don't know yet.
Okay, we'll figure that out. But stay tuned. Sunday we'll be live in the Good Time account. And then yeah, playoff preview next week. Thanks for watching.